Good evening. Welcome to Tuesday night. I keep saying it. It's not Tuesday. It's Rotor Talk Live, Season 2, Episode 39. Very special co-host, as always, Mr. Marcus Crawford. Marcus, how are you this evening?
Darn good. Darn good.
Awesome.
Yep. Just living the dream, my friend. My
Living a
87-year-old
dream.
father's in town. And
good evening. Welcome to Tuesday. Well, I thought I keep saying it. It's not Tuesday. It's Rotor Talk Live, Season 2, Episode 39. Very special. Okay, I don't have any panel open here.
darn good. Darn good.
It must have. Oh, it's on. Okay, I saw what happened. It opens it up. Guys, I apologize. What happens is when I log into Zoom meeting, it opens it up in Explorer. Okay. And I don't have that muted. I have it muted in Chrome because I thought it's going to open it up in Chrome. But anyway, we're doing great tonight. Ron's not able to be with us. He's kind of on the road. He had some family time this weekend. Actually was in Ocean City last night. If you saw ZinoNation, great show last night. If not, watch the replay. Check it out. It's great. We got a lot to talk about tonight. First of all, I want to say the last 2 weeks were fantastic, Marcus. We had Ken Dono, Original Dobo, and Billy Kyle. Couldn't have had better back-to-backs. I mean,
totally agree. Those were really fun shows.
Absolutely.
And those guys have so much knowledge to share. It's always just a joy talking to them.
Their knowledge is off the charts. And like I said, I told Marcus a few minutes ago, would have loved to have had Billy on tonight because we're going to be talking about some things. First thing we're going to talk about tonight, after I get my voice back here. Hello. Okay. DJI Airworks is going on out in Los Angeles right now. And it is, it's a commercial drone conference, and they have anybody and everybody that has to do with commercial drones. Well, as we had talked about on Rotor Talk Live, and as I talked about in my video, DJI surprised us because they didn't come out with one drone. They came out with 2 commercial drones. So we're going to get to that here. Now, before we do that, I want to go ahead. I got to open up my YouTube panel again.
Well, Bill, while you're doing that, I'm going to speak a little bit to what the first thought that came into my head when I was reading that article was the fact that the predictions of DJI exiting the drone business are greatly exaggerated.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, we're going to greet some people here before we get going too far. Josh is in the house. Ted Bowman's in the house. Drone Life RC. Steven's message 516. Chris Hope. Larry Boggs. Peter Carroll. All right. We're good to go here. Now we're really going to share this first article, and it talks about the 2 drones that DJI released today. So let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and get that up on the screen here. All right.
It's some phenomenal stuff. I mean, when I think about what we had, I grew up on a farm, and what we had to do to accommodate some of the things you can do with those drones now, it's amazing.
It really is. Okay. DJI announced the launch of 2 new drones for precision agriculture. The new drones, the P4 multispectral and the Agres T16, were unveiled at the opening keynote of this year's DJI Airworks conference in Los Angeles. The P4 multispectral is a high-precision drone with a seamlessly integrated multispectral imaging system built for agricultural missions, environmental monitoring, and more. I'm going to go ahead and watch this clip. I think it's worth watching for everybody here.
As the world population continues to grow, we need innovative ways to feed more people sustainably. That means leveraging intelligence in the agriculture industry to make operations smarter and more efficient. Meet the new tool that makes your workflow intelligent, the DJI P4 Multispectral. A high-precision multispectral drone solution designed to get you agricultural insights for targeted action. The P4 multispectral retains the same powerful performance as DJI's other drones, integrating a multispectral imaging system that lets you see more than just visible light. Monitor crop health throughout growing seasons by generating vegetation index maps using multispectral images. Get accurate, consistent results thanks to the integrated spectral sunlight sensor that accounts for different levels of sunlight during different times of the day. Achieve centimeter level precision with the RTK module and DJI's time sync system, allowing you to get accurate positioning data on both the RGB and multispectral images captured. DJI's iconic drone platforms have evolved for the world of work. The P4 multispectral is an accessible tool you can rely on to collect plant-level intelligence for agricultural uses and beyond.
Okay, now we're going to go ahead. Now, the Agres T16 drone has an improved overall structure with modular design, supports the highest payload and wattage spray with ever in a DJI agricultural drone. Now, what's real interesting here, I think the first thing here, they call it the P4. They don't call it the Phantom 4, and I think that's a very interesting choice in terms of the naming of this. They're still kind of paying homage to the Phantom line, but they're giving it a whole new name as far as that's concerned. You know, let's go ahead and let's take a look here. That's the Agres right there. Now, it's incredible what, you know, these drones are able to do in terms of agriculture. And I know last week, I know Billy had been was sharing that a little bit with us last week about, this is a field that's kind of like wide open. And he was talking about it last week as well. Do you remember that, Marcus?
I do. And so a couple of things come to mind. So if you're talking about that multispectral drone, it can spot hot spots, places where you have invasive species within your field. And then the other drone, the spray drone, it can actually target those individual spots and spray that individual invasive species that's in the middle of that field without affecting any of the surrounding crops. And then, Bill, and I read that article, they're talking about 25 acres an hour that thing is capable of laying down spray on. That's pretty good. That is, boy, that's pretty phenomenal, especially when you think about it. I mean, I remember as a kid, we would hire the crop dusters to come spray our fields, and boy, was that expensive. And obviously that's an airplane and all the expense that involves, and flaggers and everything else. Boy, to be able to do this with an integrated drone that the farmer owns himself and has in his possession, that is just a phenomenal situation, and I'm sure is going to revolutionize a lot of agriculture.
Well, I know last week that Billy Kyle was talking about that, how he saw the one video that he saw was, the agricultural drone would go up, spray, and it's going up a hill. It would stop, go ahead and spray, and it would do it at these precise intervals, and combining this with this RTK technology, this is incredible. What DJI is doing right here.
Yeah, it's off the charts. I mean, and of course, I don't know. I'm sure that there's other probably commercial drone manufacturers that are involved in that same kind of thing. But man, it's impressive. And just like I think they touched on it in that introduction video, that it's more critical than ever that our fields be more efficient. I mean, when we're talking about conserving resources and water and all that, if they can target and do that more accurately, and if drones are a part of that, Bill, you've said it yourself many times, drones for good.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the other thing that came out today, and we're going to go ahead and share an article about that. DJI came out with what they call a new disaster relief program. So let me go ahead and bring that up, and we're going to get into that here and go over that for a little bit. Okay. This program builds on DJI's growing commitment to the public safety industry, as more than 900 public safety organizations across the United States, including the Los Angeles Fire Department, are deploying DJI drones for life-saving activities, said Romeo Dersher, Director of Public Safety Integration at DJI. To date, at least 278 people around the world have been rescued from peril by drones, and this program will ensure that many more lives are saved by mitigating the risk to emergency responders on the ground and on the front lines of natural disasters. Okay. Through the Disaster Relief Program, DJI will work with pre-selected U.S.-based partners to equip state and local public safety agencies with its leading hardware and software technologies. Initial participants in the program include government agencies as well as strategic partners that frequently work alongside these agencies. Los Angeles Fire Department, Menlo Park Fire Protection District, Alameda County Sheriff's Office, FlyMotion, a leading DJI enterprise partner and UAS service provider, Axon, the global leader in connected public safety technologies. It's just, I think this is absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to go ahead. There'll be links to both the first article and this one in the description today. But, you know, I thought this was absolutely worth taking a look at here. What are your thoughts about this, Marcus?
Yeah, I mean, that's phenomenal. Sorry for the background noise. I got my window open.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, I mean, how cool of DJI, and it tells me that they're trying to make an effort. I mean, you know, DJI, because they're a Chinese company, and with everything that's going on right now, they have been in the middle of some controversy, right? So it looks to me like they're genuinely reaching out and trying to help out where they can. I think it's great, personally, and it also, I think, is another thing that tells us, Bill, that DJI is far from exiting the drone business, and I think they plan on being here for the long haul.
Yeah, I do too. I think they're going to be around for a long time tonight. We've had a lot of people join here in the first few minutes. Art's in the house tonight. Mike Kelly's here. Let's see. Anders Blixt is here from Sweden. Welcome. Thank you for joining tonight. Have our FSU grad 03 is in the house. Welcome tonight, my friend. It's good seeing you here. You know, one of the other things, yeah, Chris Hope is here as well tonight. One of the other things I wanted to kind of talk about tonight was, and I just put a video out about it, is, you know, DJI has just come out with a adapter for the Osmo Action. It's always good to have show and tell. That will allow, it's a USB-C adapter that will allow you to attach a microphone to it, a 3.5 millimeter jack. And it was confirmed. I did get a tweet back from DJI that it will fit on the cage that came with the Osmo Action, which is absolutely fantastic. But, and this is a big but, okay? If you look on the cage of the Osmo Action right here, and this is on the PGY stick, there's no cold shoe mount anywhere on here, all right? There's none. Well, lo and behold, our good friend Aldrin Estacio from Flight Path, he put out a video today. He did get the adapter, and he has tested it. So I'm going to highly encourage you guys, if you're not subscribed to Aldrin's channel, Flight Path, do so. And he did talk, there is one, and it is made by PGY Tech. It's $19, and it does have a cold shoe mount on it, and it will fit your adapter right here in the side. Now, it's actually made, it's not actually made by DJI. It's made by, I think, CYNOVA is the name of the company. So that's what, that's who it's going to be. I think it's $19, so it's not that expensive. Now, he goes over a couple of different mics. He goes over the regular Rode mic, and it had a pretty big dead cat. But what was real interesting was where he said, when you plug the dead cat in, there's the wire on the back. He said, if you put the wire on the back in the groove where it's supposed to go, it'll keep the dead cat from getting in the frame, because, you know, the Osmo Action has a pretty wide angle of view, just like the GoPro Heroes do. So that's an option as well. He also tested the Rode Wireless, which is it's about $200, and it looks like it's about the size of a little clip, and it actually fits on your lapel, and it'll fit on top here. And the sound from that is very good. Now, he did a sound comparison, and what was nice was he had a dual rig set up, and he had 2 Osmo Actions. You need to watch his video. It's great. And I think it will definitely convince you to not only get the adapter, but to get one of those options. I'm going to go ahead and get the Rode mic with the dead cat on it. It's a $49 option, and it's rated really high on Amazon. So definitely, you guys want to go ahead and check that out. That's 100% for sure on that. That's going to be good here. So, one of the other things that I wanted to touch on tonight, okay, Marcus, Zeno is coming out with the Zeno Pro version, okay? Now, I did see a promo video on it. I know our friend Chris, QC guy, he had that out there, that promo video on it. What are your thoughts about this? I mean, it shows like they talk about what, a 23-minute flight time and a 4-kilometer range on this. I mean,
yeah. So, we're all skeptical, right? And it appears to be that it's an evolution rather than a revolution. And, they're calling it the Zeno Pro or whatever. But here's what I'll say. I'll welcome any improvements. Now, I am for sure skeptical of a 23-minute flight time. I had my Zeno out the other day with my newer battery, and I was flying at full throttle the whole time, and I got about 14 minutes on it. I think the most I've ever got out of a Zeno battery, and I'm sure there's people in the chat here that can tell us, their experience as well, but I think I got like 19 minutes out of one time. That's really about all you can hope for. And of course, there is the issue with regard to, can it go out 4 kilometers? And it might go out 4 kilometers, but does it have enough battery to get back? So those are genuine concerns. But what we don't know is what else have they done to the drone? The battery is evidently exactly the same size. I think it's a 3,000 milliamp battery. Did they somehow improve the efficiency of the motors with ESCs or something? We don't know that. So let's give them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I kind of doubt it. I don't think we're going to see a big increase in flight time. And the fact is, 4 kilometers for me, heck, I don't need to go. I mean, if the darn thing will go, if it'll go 2 or 3 kilometers reliably, boy, that'll just be awesome. And what's probably even more important is what they've said with that new Ambarella chip that will hopefully improve video even more. It's got pretty good video as it is, but if that's improved, why do we have these videography camera drones? We have them to take good aerial video and aerial photography. So if they improve that, that's a good thing. And they say that they also have improved the controller. Now, I don't know. I kind of got used to that controller, and it is a plasticky, more toy grade controller on the Zeno. But they gave us the option here a while back to be able to adjust the yaw rates, and so you were able to adjust those controls that make it much more usable. Now, they said they've improved them, so I have to believe that's something in the innards of those gimbals on the control. Hey, all of that is welcome, right? So don't expect it to be a revolution, but it's definitely an evolution. And the Zeno over time has proven to be a robust, reliable, fun little drone. So I mean, I'm all in, and I don't know about you, Bill, but as soon as it's available, I'm hitting that buy button. I sure like the one I have now.
So I got a question for you, Marcus. All right. If there's someone out there who's contemplating getting let's say they're contemplating getting a Femi X8 or this new Zeno Pro, what would your advice be to them?
If you got the money, get the X8. And the reason I say that is it already has a better camera. It already has better range, and it is a fast, powerful drone. It already has better flight time. Now, the problems with the Femi X8 are well documented. I had some issues. Other people have had issues. But what I'll say about Femi with that particular drone is just like what we saw Hubsan do with the Zeno, they are continually releasing firmware upgrades, and they have improved that thing tremendously. Now, what I'll caution people again is don't buy that Femi X8 thinking that you're getting a bargain Mavic. It's good, but it's not what a Mavic Pro is or a Mavic 2 Zoom, but it's a good drone, and it's as powerful and as fast as one. So if you can buy that thing, I saw it on sale recently for $409. Holy cow, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, that price is pretty crazy, insane. And I know, as far as your spreadsheet is concerned, you were saying to me that there's no changes. Is that correct?
Yeah. So there have been no changes since last week. I think there was one that became available. Well, wasn't there one of the Zoom models that wasn't available last week? But it was very minor. It was just something else that was available again. But none of the prices have changed. Nothing significant.
Okay. One of the things I wanted to touch on, and you guys talked about it last night on ZinoNation, was Ron had seen that the tag at a Walmart for a Spark for $199. And what I did was, as soon as you guys told me about that, I downloaded the app. I didn't have the Walmart app. I downloaded the app and I looked at least 10 local stores, and they didn't have it. Now, actually, it's very interesting. I got pinged by a subscriber today, independent of this. He had no knowledge of, he didn't see, evidently he's not subscribe to Ron or to you or anything. And he told me about this. And I asked him, I said, do they have it in stock? And he said, well, I don't know. I said, download the app and check your local stores. And he said, none of them have them. So, my thinking is on something like this, it's a hit or miss. It's a real hit or miss kind of proposition on whether or not they have it in stock.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Bill. Well,
no, go ahead.
What I was going to say was there were some people that kind of responded a little bit negatively to Ron's post, in that, hey, if they don't have them, what's the good of it being on sale? Well, how do we know? I mean, there could be, if we're helping one person someplace in Mississippi or up in Montana or whatever obscure little Walmart that might have one in stock, buy a DJI Spark for $199, I'm all in. I think that's awesome. But to your point, I did exactly what you described. I checked and around all of the Treasure Valley locations here, and it's cool the way Walmart does it. You can go into an individual store and you can check the inventory at an individual store, and none of them had it. But that's not to say that there isn't one someplace that did. And I hope that somebody got a good deal out of that post that Ron put up.
Well, see, I ran into, and I think I shared this with you and Ron, when I was looking for my Phantom 4 Pro V2.0, there was a Walmart in West Virginia that was selling it brand new in the box. Now, it retailed at the time for $1,500. They were selling it for $1,000 at the time. I was like, I told Valerie, I said, punch me a plane ticket up there. I'm flying up there, and I'll fly the Phantom 4 home if I had to for that kind of deal. I mean, that was
hang on to it and fly it home.
Oh yeah. Well, see, the thing is, though, with these deals, and Chris Hope just mentioned it, and this is a good thing. These are not online. These are in-store specific.
Right.
And you have to go to the store to get them. So, and also just to let everybody know, like we were talking about here, to save yourself a lot of aggravation, heartache, and grief, download the app. It's on Android and iOS. Go to your specific store, or it'll show you stores in the area. Look in the stores in the area first, and then go to specific stores if you want. You can drill down, and they will show you the actual inventory in the stores. They are that updated. They will do that, which is absolutely fantastic.
Can I tell you a quick Walmart story in my search, Bill? So there was a local Walmart here over on Overland Road. It's fairly new and been there for a couple of years. And so I was just out. I didn't go out of my way to go there, but I was out messing around. So I stopped in there. You know, you always want to look at the drone case when you go into a Walmart. And I was specifically looking at the Spark. Now, Ron had not pointed out that 199 deal, but I'd seen the 329 deal that Mike Kinney is stating that he got here, which is still a great deal for a Spark and a controller. So anyway, I walked in there to look around for it, and I'm not finding the drone case. Well, I'm in the photo section of Walmart. So I asked one of the guys there, I said, hey, where's your camera drones? And I told him that I was looking for a Spark. And he goes, well, he got out his phone and he's looking at inventory. He goes, well, I'm not sure. I said, well, where's your case? Can I look at what you got? And he goes, we don't have them out here on the floor. They're in back. He goes, let me go in back and look and see what we've got. I'm not kidding, Bill. So he did. So he comes back out and he's got his phone and he shows me pictures on his phone of all these drones that they have back there. And they were more toy grade freaking. And I'm thinking, well, how do you ever sell any of them if they're in the back and they're never out on the floor? I didn't ask him. But it was interesting that all their drones were sequestered away in the back room.
That is real interesting why they did that here.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things, and I've always said this, and I kind of want to segue into this just a little bit here. We talked about this incredible technology that DJI is coming out with these agricultural drones. It's just mind-boggling. Of course, I'm imagining that new P4 is probably going to set you back about $8,000 or $9,000, and that ag one probably about $20,000, $25,000, $30,000.
Oh yeah,
easily with that kind of technology.
Yeah.
And I've said this before ad nauseum, and if you've watched me for any point of length of time, is DJI does not waste technology. And one thing that I can guarantee you is that some of that technology that you see, or a lot of that on both of those drones, will trickle down to consumers. I can promise you that, because it's a win-win for DJI, because when they spend the time to develop things like this, they can be able to leverage that for consumer drones and also maybe a prosumer drone as well. So, and one of the things that I want to share too, I did talk about in my video that DJI will be releasing a drone at Airworks. They ended up releasing two, but they have two other drones that are ready to go. They have a prosumer drone that is ready to go, and they have a consumer drone that is ready to go. Now, my thoughts are on the consumer drone. I think that's kind of a no-brainer. I think it's going to be the Mavic Mini that we've seen that's been all over the place. I think it's going to come out probably October, maybe late October, early, but it will be out, in time for the holiday season. And I think, Marcus, if it is, I don't know if it will be 250 grams or under, but if it is, it will fly off the shelves like crazy.
Let me give you this advice. The day that they introduce it, if you want one, hit that buy button, because they'll disappear so fast. Can we do a kind of a quick straw poll here, Bill?
Yeah.
I'm wondering how many people in the chat here, if DJI comes out with that Mavic Mini or whatever it is type drone, how many people would hit the button and buy that drone? Let's add a qualifier on it. Let's say if it was $600 or under. How many folks? I'd like to just see how many people would hit the buy button. I know I would, and I suspect you would.
Guaranteed, 100%. Yeah. I have money set aside for that. So
yeah,
that's a given. But that's a real good thing there, Marcus. And I'm interested to see what the reaction is from people here. The other thing is, Stephen Ewing said yes. We already got it. We already got our first answer there.
And Drone Master said too. He can't wait.
Yeah. Here's the other thing. DJI is also coming out with a prosumer drone. Parks and Tech, Tuan Lee, he's the Mavic Mini is going to be sold out. Mike Kinney, Larry Boggs, yes. Ted Bowman, buy, yes. So
yeah,
we're seeing that. Yeah, I think, like I said, it will go off the charts. It will just absolutely go off the charts. This prosumer drone that DJI is coming out with is very interesting. You know, a lot of people, you know, they said the Inspire 3 is dead, but from what I'm hearing, it may be like an Inspire 2.5 kind of a thing, only smaller and a little more compact. And the other school of thought is that they're going to upgrade a Mavic 2 and have like a Mavic 2.5 and have that, let that have a beefy camera like the Phantom 4 Pro V2.0 has on it. So there's some school of thoughts as far as a prosumer drone. Now the Mavic 2 is more of a consumer type of drone. The Inspire is more of a prosumer type of drone. But, you know, DJI is really into the portability and foldability aspect of drones right now. So, you know, we may see something along the lines of an Inspire that's foldable, that's more compact, but yet we'll have the camera packages, we'll have the lens options, will be able to be transported much more easily. I know I saw the case. Billy had a picture of the case for his Inspire 2. Okay. This thing takes up the entire back air cargo area of his vehicle. All right. I mean, it's just huge. It's massive.
Yeah. It's a monster. You know, can I derail you for just a second?
Go for it.
So I've thought about this. You know, you look on DJI's website in the refurb section, you can buy an Inspire 1 V2.0 for $13.99.
That's crazy.
Now, I'll tell you why I think that would be cool to have one of those. Is that when Billy Kyle told us that thing will go 60 miles an hour, I'm telling you, if you wanted to fly out, and I think that Inspire 1, correct me if I'm wrong, Bill, it has light bridge, or does it have?
Yeah, I think it has light bridge, but
it's
I'm not
probably
100%.
light bridge. So you're not going to get quite the range, but boy, to be able to get out someplace at 60 miles an hour, that would just be a riot in and of itself.
Oh my gosh, yeah, yeah. That's
just... Anyway. I didn't mean to derail you. I just
no. You know, I'm just trying to physically grasp what a new Inspire like prosumer type of drone would look like, you know. And a lot of people said it's kind of like, you know, imagine putting the Inspire 2 in a shrinking machine, okay, and having the ability to fold things up in there. And, you know, that's what they're talking about with something like this. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what DJI comes out with, especially in the prosumer type of space.
Hey, Bill, so let me, aren't they kind of going that direction though with the Mavic 2? Because now you can have 2 controllers.
Right. Yeah.
And then also with all the commercial add-ons, what do they call it? The Mavic 2, help me out here, Bill. Commercial, what's the one that has for all the fire departments and so forth? And
the Enterprise. Mavic 2 Enterprise. Yeah.
Didn't think of it.
Yeah.
The Mavic 2 Enterprise, they're kind of going that direction. So could they simply enhance that even more? Or maybe even, how about this, Bill? It's basically the same thing, only a little bit bigger, a little bit more powerful, and able to hold a bigger camera.
Yes. Yeah. See, I think the problem, I don't want to say probably problem is not the right choice of words. I think the big issue here is payload. And, you know, when I'm referring to payload, I'm talking about camera. And, you know, you look on the Inspire 2 and you look at the different options as far as cameras are concerned. You know, there's weight involved with this. You know, I'm just, you know, I'm talking about, you know, I know Billy knows all these options inside and out and what cameras are the best, but I'm talking from a standpoint of weight and ability to carry this, because, you know, you can have the best camera in the world, but if the drone can't handle the weight, it's not going to work. And I think the challenge has probably been met by DJI to have a drone, a prosumer type of drone, that's going to be able to have camera payload systems similar to like the Inspire 2 currently has right now, but in a much smaller form factor. I think that's what we're going to see. It's real interesting. Stephen Ewing says, yeah, it would look like a lot of money as well.
That's true.
That's very true. I mean, that's something I think, you know, I think that's going to be a given. You know, and I think one of the other things that I've heard some talk about lately, you know, this pricing structure and everything, you know, and I know Marcus has gone into incredible detail in his spreadsheet with it, you know, and you go out there and you kind of cringe when you go out to DJI's website and look at some of the prices and availability on things. And I had several people ping me and ask me, do you think these prices will come back down? Do you think they'll get any kind of a semblance of going back to normal as far as normal is concerned? Well, you know, I said, I don't know. And I think a lot depends upon, you know, everybody's talking about trade talks with China and the US and everything. And oh, by the way, just to let everybody know, okay, because, you know, I said, I think it's in the best interest of both countries to settle this issue. And, you know, it's good for China. It's good for us. I was called a traitor for saying that, okay, to my country. I mean, come on, people, seriously here, okay? All right. You know, do I need to go pull the flag from my dad's coffin to show everybody? Okay. All right. You know,
Well, what does a statement about settling an issue on trade that would help both countries? Why does that make you a traitor? I know.
I was raked through the coals by someone about that. And, you know, I told him in no uncertain terms, okay, my father was a World War II veteran. All right. I scattered part of my dad's ashes on the carrier he was on in World War II. Okay. This bleeds red, white, and blue right here, folks. Okay. There's just no question about it. And this isn't political. This isn't a political statement.
We're just talking about the price of drones.
Yeah, we're talking about drones. Okay. We're talking about drones. Okay. So I just wanted to go ahead in case, you know, someone has heard that or something about that. Patriotism is here. It's right here. It's not political. It's patriotism. And I want what's best for my country, and I want what's best for other countries as well, too. Because when you encourage free trade, everybody wins. It's real simple.
Boom.
Okay? I had I majored in business in college in an economics, and I had a wonderful professor in economics. And he said, you know what? The worst thing in the world is imposing tariffs on other countries. But you know what the best thing in the world is free trade. When you have free trade, everybody wins because you're buying their products and they're buying your products. It's a win-win. It's just all the way around as far as that's concerned.
Hey, so let me address that thought about the prices coming back down. So let's just say, for just the sake of argument, that, boy, they settled everything and all the tariffs went away tomorrow. The prices will not come down to where they were before. I mean, I've been in business. I'm retired now, but I've seen it happen. I was in the dairy business when milk prices would go up. Yes, we would raise prices at the dairy. When milk prices would go down, yeah, we'd drop that price back down a little bit, but you would take that as an opportunity to capture more margin. And I am absolutely sure that DJI would do the same thing. Would prices come back down? Probably a certain amount. Would they come back down to where they were previously? I really doubt it. That's just the way it works in business.
Yeah, and I agree, Marcus. You know, DJI is okay. Let's take a look. If you look at my one, the one I said is DJI getting out of the commercial drone business. I want to talk about that thumbnail for a second, okay? That thumbnail is their headquarters over in Shenzhen, okay? They have this huge gateway that connects these two buildings here, all right? Just, you know, just as kind of like an FYI, okay? DJI has paid for this, okay? The building is paid for, okay? So think about that, all right? And you know, as far as economies of scale and things are concerned, all right? Yes, you do pay more for a DJI drone, but you know what? Okay. It's like you get what you pay for. All right. You know, you're getting quality. Okay. Like Marcus just said, you know, we're talking about the Femi X8. Okay. It's a great drone. It takes great video. It's crazy fast. It does a lot of great things. It's on my list. It's on my Christmas list. Valerie, it's on my Christmas list. But it's not a Mavic 2 Pro or a Mavic 2 Zoom, okay? It doesn't have, it's not there, all right? That's why you'll pay the $1,500 for the Mavic 2 Pro or Zoom. That's why, you know, because you get what you pay for. You get that quality. You know, it's like I just put out a video, and I don't know if you had a chance to see it, Marcus. It was my first 2 flights with a Mavic Pro, the original Mavic Pro Classic, okay? And I was looking at the colors. Now, you know, when I got my Mavic Pro, I was as green could be. I didn't touch anything. You know, I put my SD card in there, got the batteries charged. Boom, I was up in the air, okay? Not messing around with color. It was a 1080p. I didn't even have it at 4K. It was a 1080p, just taken off, okay? I looked at the color profile on that, and I looked at it, and then I look at it today because I took the same flight out over the lake back behind my house. The difference in color was off the charts from the Mavic Pro to the Mavic 2 Pro. It was just incredible, okay? The difference with something like that. And I think that's one thing you need to realize, okay? You know, and I think I had Cliff Totten on. And Cliff, if you're listening, watching tonight, hello, I'm going to get you back on the show because we need to talk cameras, okay? You are absolutely my #1 camera expert, and I need to get you back on, okay? But if you guys get a chance to watch a video that I did with Cliff where we talked about the camera for the Mavic 2 Pro and Zoom, and just, you know, he gets into such detail about the cameras, and he tells you these things that are it just blows your mind away. I mean, he really, really, really does a fantastic job. So, you know, we need to do that. Have you seen those videos, Marcus?
I haven't watched your video yet, Bill, but I absolutely will. It came up on my feed, but I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
That's a great. No, that's a good one. No, what I was going to say was the one I did with Cliff. I'll send you and Ron a link to that so you guys can watch that later. We had Cliff on the show. He's just off the charts. And he works for that channel that does Shark Week. He can't name the channel, but he can tell you. He says, "I work for the channel that does Shark Week." So guess who he does it for? The guy knows his cameras inside and out. I'm gonna email him, and we're gonna get him on the show. He is absolutely fantastic to have on the show.
Yeah. What it really stands out to me when I fly my Mavic 2 Zoom right after I've been flying like any other drone, whether it's the Zeno or the Femi X8 or whatever, I am always stunned at you then understand why that Mavic 2 is what it is. Everything just works and it flies so smoothly. It's so easy to make the drone do what you want it to do. All of the features of the drone, they all work. They're simple. It's easy to navigate the app. It's just no question that DJI, you know, they just know how to build a drone. And it's just true what you said earlier, Bill. You pay for what you get. Now, it doesn't mean that the Femi is a bad drone. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is you absolutely do get a more quality, better product when you pay up a little bit for a DJI. And I have never owned an Autel Evo, but I understand it is comparable. So
yeah, it is. I mean, I've flown them. I've had a chance. I've actually flew Rick Smith's. You know, the first thing about the Evo, it's heavy. I mean, it's a very physically heavy drone. And the color profiles on it are insane. They're off the charts. Cold War Television put a great comment down here. DJI is the leader for sure, but they could give the consumer a break also. Apple didn't raise their prices because of tariffs. DJI needs some competition, and they would lower these.
Absolutely agree.
Cold War Television, my friend, I agree with you 100% on that.
Absolutely agree.
You know, and I think as you know, Apple is doing this because, well, Apple can flex their muscles a lot more than just about. Yes, Marcus has his iPhone 11 right there. We're going to see his unboxing live. No, just kidding. One thing that I think DJI could do serve well is to take a cue from Apple on something like this. And let's say, you know, we'll get past all the issues, everything. Do some more goodwill with the customers. All right. Offer, you know, because I know our good friend Bill Thomas was very frustrated about the coupons and the smart controller. And we all know that. And Bill, I agree with you 100%. You know, make these coupons more flexible. You know, give the consumer a little bit of a break with something like this. And I think it'll generate a lot of goodwill.
Well, how about this, Bill? So they offered this thing at $119, which it seems like there's a lot of technology and cost involved in that. Why can't they do that with the drones? I mean, these gimbals, this is the Osmo Mobile 3, folks, by the way. These gimbals, remember when they originally came out, the first Osmo Mobile was like $300 or something, wasn't it, Bill? Something like that.
Oh yeah.
And they've come down in price. Well, I've thought of that. If they can do that with that Osmo Mobile 3, why can't they do it with the drones?
Yeah, I agree. You know, they could pass this on to the consumers and make, you know, and bring back some goodwill, because, you know, there's been a lot. I mean, this whole year, there's been a lot of negative stuff going on about drones. And, you know, and I know I read something good out of, you know, what Romeo Dersher today spoke about at the Airworks conference about, I guess, 238 lives were saved across the world through the use of drones, which is fantastic. But you know what? You don't hear that as much as you hear the drone sightings at airports and the airplane pilots that see the drones and all this kind of stuff and all the bad publicity about drones, you know. And I think one of the, you know, and well, you know, DJI has geofences up and it's not good. You know, I'll get an Evo because they don't have geofences, or I'll get an Anafi, you know, or something like, you know. And I'll tell you what here, okay, there's one way to quell a lot of this, and it's by giving the consumer some price breaks. And, you know, and I think it's a win-win. I love their coupon program, but I think what they need to do is they need to kind of like, you know, instead of having such a tight window as far as what's available with that, they need to expand that. And if they expand that on some of their drones, current drone products, not brand new, not the new models are coming out, but the current ones, okay, I think that'll generate a lot of goodwill with consumers out there, especially in the United States.
It would. Hey, Brad Hendo brings up a good point in the chat here. He's saying that there's more competition with gimbals, and that's probably absolutely true. And that probably speaks to why that Mobile 3 is more competitively priced.
Yeah, that is a real good point, because there's Zino, there's all kind of gimbals out there.
Bunch of new ones coming every time.
Yeah, I mean, they're all over that. You know, so, you know, that's my thoughts on all of this. You know, it's still a good time, because, you know, there's going to be some, DJI is going to be coming out with some things. You know, Hubson's coming out with his Zeno Pro. You know, I'm definitely going to take a serious look at this Femi X8. I think that's something I think that deserves our attention. You know, there's a lot of good things that are coming out. You know, there's rumors that Parrot's going to come out with like an upgraded Anafi. You know, a little bit stronger. You know, I think Chris had talked about that as well. So, you know, there's a lot of good things that are on the works and on the horizon. Dan's in the house. Welcome tonight, Dan. Good to see you here. There's a lot of good things coming up right now. So I think we kind of need to keep aware about this. And Skydio, I mean, we talked a little bit about that maybe a week or two ago, the Skydio 2 that's coming out. And there was a remote controller that was spotted with it. So, but I think that first one, I think Ken Dono, I think we talked about that when we had Ken on, and it was like $2,800, that first Skydio. I mean, that's just, who's going to, yeah, that's not one somebody's going to say, well, you know, I'm going to hit the buy button on. You know, that's like weeping and gnashing of teeth, not the buy button.
Hey, Bill, so you got to look. Did you see Stephen Ewing's comment? That is so spot on, Stephen.
Yes.
That is so true.
I like that. Stephen Ewing, that's definitely a great comment. I absolutely love that. Absolutely fantastic, you know, as far as that's concerned.
But Stephen, we can hope, can't we? Can't we have hope? I mean, you know.
Well, I wanted to take some time. We're kind of winding things down here. And one of the things is, you guys circle the date. And gosh, what is the first Saturday in October, Marcus?
I'm gonna have to look it up. It is.
Yeah, I'm the same way here.
I'm like, the 6th.
I'm like, I thought
it is the 5th.
It is the 5th. Okay, on the 5th at 10 p.m. Circle the date and the time. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. And look out on Build a Drone Reviewer Limited Edition I have a very special video that's going to be premiering tomorrow. You guys will absolutely love it. And that's all I'm going to say right now. Okay. This is going to be, we're going to, you guys will love it. Now, this will be on Build a Drone Reviewer channel, not limited edition, but the announcement's going to come out on limited edition because that's one of the reasons I created that channel. So be on the lookout for that. It'll be coming out tomorrow. It's a kind of a funny video, but I think you guys will like it. So it's not too long. But we're going to have some fun. And that's Saturday night at 10 o'clock on the 5th. Mark it. And what you need to do is to make sure you have plenty of cold beverages, and you need to kick your feet up and sit back and relax, okay? Because we're going to have some fun, and the video is going to get into it. Now, I don't want to give away any more than that as far as that's concerned. So, also want to let everybody know too, Spin Up is coming October 19th. If you haven't yet, register, get your tickets, make your reservations, get down there. Got a lot of great speakers. I also know Barry Markowitz, who he's a journalist in Hawaii and American Samoa. He's a great friend of mine. He's going to be speaking there. His wife is going to be bringing some coconut milk and coconut milk products there to share with everybody. Barry is a great guy. He's a drone photojournalist there. He does absolutely great work. He's covered tsunamis for CNN. He's been over to Hong Kong. He's been over to Shenzhen, I believe. Great guy. Absolutely fantastic. He got Valerie an incredible DJI t-shirt. It's just absolutely fantastic. I mean, the guy is just, and he's nuts about drones. He's absolutely positively nuts about drones. And he's going to be a great speaker. I also know, hey, Kesterlu's going to be speaking over there. Jason Chalpert from Remote Pilot 101. He's going to be speaking there as well. Great lineup. It's going to be a great time. I do know there are more people registered this year than there were last year. I did find that out. So,
Bill, I've heard a rumor. Now, this individual I don't believe is going to be a speaker, but I've heard a rumor that he's going to be there. A guy that I think that you and I both know. I've heard Ron Brown is going to be there at Spin Up.
Really?
It's a chance for everybody to meet Ron Brown in person.
Marcus, it may be worth the trip to Austin to meet Ron Brown. Okay. Yeah. I know Ron pinged me, by the way. He was in transit, so that's why he wasn't able to make the show tonight. But who knows, but the chance, you guys, and I'll be dead serious here. Okay. I met Ron and his wife, gonna say maybe May timeframe, June timeframe here. They were in the area. They were over Clearwater Beach, and we saw our video. We had an absolute blast flying drones that night. Got to know him and his wife. Ron is one of the most decent, likable, down to earth, real people you would ever want to meet in your life. He's a friend for life. I will tell you that. After spending time with he and Susan, his wife, we just absolutely enjoyed it. It was unfortunate because they were heading down to Fort Myers after that to continue their vacation, but we enjoyed our time together, although it was brief. Definitely want to talk to Ron and get a chance to meet him. I've also heard this rumor, and I think it's been substantiated, that the king of the buy button will be there as well too.
It's possible. Yes, of course I'm going to be there. And Dan says he's going to be there, Drone Worship. So look forward to seeing you there, Dan. And then, it's just going to be a good time. So, and what better place to be than Austin? I'm all in.
Yeah, I've never been to Austin, so I don't know, and I'm still counting my nickels and dimes. And reason I haven't committed yet is I have some very major dental work coming up, and let me tell you, dentists aren't cheap anymore. I just had a root canal, and let me put it to you this way: my copay was $700 on my root canal. Okay, I'm laughing because I don't want to cry right now when I say that. That's just crazy. That is just absolutely
that's the
crazy.
new Mavic Mini or whatever the heck.
Yes, that's true. That is absolutely true. I want to
Yeah.
thank everybody for showing up tonight. Dan was here in the house, Drone Worship. Thank you for coming tonight. Above and Beyond Drones. Kevin Kunitz, Aerial Photography was here tonight. Mike Kinney was here tonight. Boston Droner was here tonight. Stephen Ewing was here tonight. Kenneth Phillips was here tonight. Brad Hendo, Mike Kinney, Ron Levesque. Ron, welcome. It was great having you on board tonight. Larry Boggs was here. Randy Cobb. Of course, Art was in the house tonight. Drone Master. Edwin was here. Cold War Television was here. Josh was here. Just had a great time tonight. Marcus, any closing thoughts for tonight?
Well, other than above and beyond drones is saying the STK is $10,000. So, there you go. Yeah, so I think there's good stuff coming. I'm glad to see some solid drone activity out of DJI, and hopefully we got some consumer stuff coming up, because that's what we live and breathe.
Absolutely. Just want again, I want to thank everybody for taking time out of your Tuesday evening to spend a few minutes here with Marcus and I. Again, just to kind of briefly recap, we talked about the drone announcements that DJI had today at their Airworks 2019 conference. We also talked about the new DJI Disaster Relief Program. And again, there'll be links in the description for you guys to go ahead and check that out. Also, I'm going to drop a link to Aldrin's video about the DJI Osmo Action, and you definitely want to check that out, because he talks about the new microphone adapter, and I think you guys definitely want to see that. And he shows you there's one cage that works that has a cold shoe with it, and it's from PGY Tech, and it's $19. And he has links for all this in his description. I also have a link in the description too for you to go ahead and buy this adapter. I've ordered mine like 5 days ago, and it still hasn't shipped. It said it will ship 10 to 15 days after payment clears, because it doesn't come directly from DJI. It comes from CYNOVA is the name of the company that makes that. So, again, we talked about that. We also talked a little bit about, we touched base on the Zeno Pro, the Femi X8. We talked a little bit about, and also what's coming up with DJI, what we think's going on. So, Marcus, thank you so much tonight for showing up. Absolutely enjoyed it.
Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome. And, Ron unfortunately couldn't make it tonight. He was on his way back. Thank you, Art. Appreciate that. And make sure you hit the like button. I think that helps us out. It's just not for me, but it's also for Marcus and Ron as well too. And I highly encourage you, and their links are always, I post them in Rotor Talk Live, links to ZinoNation on Monday nights at 9:00 Eastern, and also to Marcus's channel and Ron's channel. Those guys, Ron and Marcus, do a fantastic job. If you haven't subscribed to them, please do so. They put out quality videos and quality reviews. You need to check them out. So,
Thank you.
With all that being said, make sure that this premiere is coming out. It's not going to be a premiere like YouTube premiere, but it's going to come out tomorrow. You guys will like it. With all that being said, it's a great day to fly. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your evening.